Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language, adult themes, and lots of bad jokes.
Yeah. Ron DeSantis' campaign for president.
Oh, now that's a big joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more he speaks in other states.
Well, I saw two really juicy tidbits about him this morning. One,
Hold on, I'm getting an echo from somebody.
Testing.
I keep hearing everything twice.
I'm not hearing an echo.
I'm not hearing anything either. Sounds like a local problem.
Do you have the YouTube muted?
Yeah, I've got the YouTube muted. I'm not. Yeah, but I'm hearing everything twice with a delay. Is it open somewhere else? Nobody else is hearing that?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you two go on. I gotta do some troubleshooting here and figure this out.
Good. Well, I heard some really lovely, delicious news about DeSantis today. Apparently, he's been dipping into state funds to pay for his presidential campaign.
Ooh.
And that number is up to $9.4 million. I like it. And then the other juicy piece was go back to his little obsession with Disney. He admitted to somebody today, I didn't catch the name of who the reporter was, that Disney has him beat. That they got him by the short hairs is the quote. Ha 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 ha. Oh gosh, what wonderful news this is this week. Trump going down and DeSantis losing his ass, and it's just a good thing.
Hello. Oh, got a lot of static on your end there. Good.
Hey, Ned. Yeah, Ned, all we're getting is static. Can't really hear you.
From me?
Yeah, it's all crackly. Well, I will take the moment to say hello to everybody in the side chat. See, so Ivy Chan and Robert X and Nerdy Rodent. Who else was out there? Yeah, Nerdy Rodent was already posting some bad jokes. NJ and Carol. Did I miss anybody? Oh, and Randall just came in. Okay, sounds better now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it sounds much better now.
Okay, I can't use my camera because I'm on a camping and we have very poor Wi-Fi here.
Yep, that's fine.
It constantly says there's not enough.
That's fine. Yeah, nobody needs to show themselves here if they don't want to.
Yeah,
I never do.
I want to, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, if you've got limited bandwidth, the camera really takes up a lot.
No, this is it. There it is. Oops.
Nope.
No. I just got a stupid camera. And I have.
Well, I need to turn my camera on just for a little bit to show something off here. Let's see. How do I go about doing this again? But I don't know how many people are familiar that the IKEA shark Loha has become a transgender icon.
Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, still, but I had joked with Sloth Girl that in order to stay in the club, I was going to need to have one.
Hey.
I don't know how, but somehow she went and she found a purple version.
Nice.
There's also a pink version, a gray version, and there's 2 different sizes.
Yep.
25 and 30 something inches.
Yeah, so she got me the big purple one. So she had ordered it for my birthday, but the order got screwed up, and she had to reorder it. So it just came last week.
Throw some light on it instead of being backlit.
Yeah,
You can actually see the color.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have a light I can activate from here. You know, I like living in the dark.
It's almost a face reveal. Careful.
Well, you want a face reveal? There's my mask hanging up on the wall back there.
Your face is on camera.
Well, there you go. That's as much as you get.
There.
I didn't do my makeup yet, though, so I'm not going to do that today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now-
I just wanted to show that off.
Now we know.
Oh, is today a formal show? Do I have to get dressed or something?
No, I'm just not comfortable with people seeing my face the way it is right now.
I see.
I'm not made up. I don't want to be misgendered. Although it seems that I'm at the point that without doing too much, I'm androgynous enough to confuse people at least.
Well, that's good. That's what you're shooting for, you know?
I'm happy with that as long as they don't say I'm male.
As long as they don't say I'm Trumpian. That's all I worry about.
Well,
Yeah, that would be about the worst insult is to call me a MAGA.
So you don't want the red caps, huh?
No.
Who wants to be a MAGA?
Yeah. We need to ban pre-shredded cheese. Make America great again.
I'm a MAGA, you're a MAGA, they're a MAGA. Would you love to be a MAGA too?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the Republican Party winds up splitting over the MAGAs on the ones that are greedy but insane.
Aren't they greedy and insane?
Well, the MAGAs are totally insane.
Yeah.
There are still some members of the Republican Party that realize this shit is actually hurting their pocketbook, so they're more concerned with being greedy and less concerned about the culture wars. And I'm hoping that's going to be enough to split the party.
Who knows?
MAGA hats, Confederate flag. The conservatives sure do like make their treasonous symbols.
If they split up, they get a new name to the Republicans.
They already have a new name, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
It's
I know that.
Republican Nazi.
Yeah, but that's a little too long. It's a little bit catchy. But how can you make it something that sounds good to them?
For them, I want it to be as offensive as possible.
Yeah, yeah, but it needs to sound great to them, but we know that it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what you need, is one that's a joke that they don't get.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I heard another piece of little good news today about the whole situation here, and that is that Rudy Giuliani is officially broke.
In how many places?
Well, his sweat glands up on his head, for one. Yeah. It's really going to be enjoyable watching these people go down hard.
Well, he probably wouldn't be broke if Trump had actually paid him for any of his legal services.
Well, that's pretty much what's making him broke, is him having to pay for legal services.
Yeah, you notice how just about everybody who's defended Trump winds up having charges against them.
Mm-hmm. You fuck around, you find out.
How many former Trump lawyers have been disbarred now?
I think that's only 2 or 3.
Yeah, I was thinking it was at least 3, but still, all for the same client. Why would anybody else want to represent this guy?
They all think that they'll be the one that succeeds.
Yeah, they all think it's going to make him famous because it's such a high-profile case.
They seem to think that if they win, he'll pay them. I don't think that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, you already know how I called Donald Trump. Dumbball Drumpf. I called Giuliani, I called Rudy Gugliani. Always make up names.
Rudy Googly Eyes.
Yeah. That's because he has googly eyes. It's Gugliani.
I like that one.
And Dumbball Drumpf. Yeah. He's dumb, he's bald, and he's a Drumpf. That's a made-up German word for stupid.
Hey, Stool. Well, actually, Trump's family name was originally Drump.
I have no idea.
Yeah, his father changed it to Trump when he came to the U.S.
Yeah, we have a similar name here. That's Tromp. We had an admiral called Tromp, Tromp, and I had the idea that it was changed from that, but it's good to hear that it was not from our Dutch naval hero.
Well, in the UK, Trump is actually a euphemism for a fart.
Yeah, I know. What more can we make of Donald Trump? I've tried to get it to turn it into some anagram, but it's too many letters.
Donald Trump. If I remember correctly, Lord Dampnut. That was good. It was an anagram for that.
Lord Dampnut.
Yeah.
Somebody should write down all the Trump jokes they hear and put it in a book. They can make a bunch of money.
Yeah, that would definitely sell.
I made up a joke myself about Trump. Trump and a horse walk into a bar. The barman asks Trump, "What will it be?" The horse answers, "Give me a beer and a banana for the buffoon."
NJ, you should be punished for that one.
I like that one. I'm sorry Sloth Girl isn't here right now. She loves these bad jokes. I'm sure she'd like that one.
Which one? Is it me or is it a terrible lag here?
Yeah, there is kind of a long lag. I posted one on Twitter the other day I made up myself. What did the aliens from Lego Planet say when they came to Earth?
You know?
We come in pieces.
Yeah. Like in this movie, Pixels. Have you seen that one?
Uh-uh.
No, not yet.
These people come an invasion by people who think that the world is like Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that.
Comes with a huge Pac-Man.
Yeah, I saw that like 10 years ago. I'd kind of forgotten about that one.
Yeah, it's an old film.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Hi,
All the
Sandy.
old video games.
Hi, Sandy. How are you? Good to see you here.
I don't know what you do, but I'm getting a beer.
And Beck. Hi, Beck. Carol and Robert X. Nudge. That's how I pronounce NJ is Nudge.
Ah.
Nerdy.
Oh, Nerdy, that one's terrible. Oh. Damn, I wish I had time to write all these down. Sloth Girl's missing some good ones here.
You can read them down when they do the side check replay. You can pause it.
Well, Sloth Girl also likes to have some jokes on hand when she goes into chemo to make the staff there laugh.
Somehow, it is always Ivy in my head who makes up the jokes. It's like a different personality. It's this.
I think you need to explain that to your audience.
Yeah. Ivy is, of course, not real. Ivy is a creation of mine, like Kermit the Frog is a creation of the Jim Henson. Donald Duck is a creation by Walt Disney. Yep. I just made her up and I boosted it, and it went a little out of hand. So she's kind of a second personality in my head.
Oh, I get it. I write science fiction, and it gets to a point that once I get to know the characters, I'm just kind of writing down what they narrate. I'm not having any control of the story, and they do a lot of things I never expected.
So you write science fiction?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. At the moment, I'm writing a book, and I'm somewhere on page 700. And it will be a two-parter because they won't publish the first part before I finish the second part.
700 sounds like an awful lot of pages for a novel. Split it and make it into a trilogy.
Yeah, that's what my son said. It's got to be a trilogy, but it is 700 pages in Word. I don't know how many pages that is in a book.
Yeah, well, an average novel's only around 300 pages. You're definitely over 2 there.
In a magazine, in typical magazine font, which is Times in most cases, let's see, that would be an 11 point font. You can put about 1,100, 1,200 words on a page.
Your typical novel has about 80,000 words.
Yeah,
Mhm.
part one has 98,000.
Okay, it's in the upper
And,
end, but it looks like it's
and
usually.
I'm at about 40,000 from on part two.
Hmm.
But I need to re-edit it, need to get stuff in and stuff out, because it's a novel that plays in the near future, and I started writing it like 5 years ago, and then I didn't foresee Trump for that when in my idea, so I had to make some Trump guy up, and I'm still fiddling with that. And I went and I made instead of Biden, I made up Amelia Ward. That's Amelia Warren, but Amelia Ward as president, as follow up of him. That I would really like to see. And shit, it is my universe. I'm making it up.
Yeah.
Can do everything. I can even turn what's his name? X. Elon Musk into a nice
Elon.
guy.
Yeah.
In my book, he's actually a nice guy. And you know what? I asked him if I could use his name several times in emails and in DMs and stuff. And then I got a DM back, and he said, "Yeah, whatever." I take that as permission.
I wouldn't do it. I don't do it. You're asking for trouble.
Why? He's a good guy he's one of the heroes in my book.
An episode of Rick and Morty, they did a parody of Elon. They did Elon Tusk, that it was him from an alternate dimension who actually was a nice and charitable guy.
Oh. Yeah, but I need everything. I need his SpaceX and this stuff because it has everything in it. It has to be as realistic as possible, as close to our universe as possible.
Yeah, I'm also working on one that basically, exists in the real world with aliens coming to Earth, but they're not ready to reveal themselves.
My aliens are only arriving in 800 years from now.
There's a reason we don't reveal ourselves, Purple. Oops. Oh.
Yeah, well, I keep telling people the Sasquatch were the ambassadors they sent in the 80s.
Yeah.
And since nobody talked to them and a couple of people tried to shoot at them, they just decided we're too violent.
You know why there are no Sasquatches anymore in America?
I thought they just went back home.
They all got political asylum in the Netherlands.
Aha.
No, we still got one living in Texas.
Still one? He's
Aaron
in
Ra.
danger. Huh? Aaron Ra.
Yeah.
I met Aaron Ra.
Yeah.
In
So
Utrecht. And we even compared hair. Because I have, if you can see it, I have also some long
so
neck
do I.
hair.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, Aaron Ra has a story about being mistaken for a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I know.
So when my sister had given me a bumper sticker for Christmas that said Bigfoot saw me, but no one believed him. So when I met Aaron Ra, I got Aaron Ra to sign that, and I'm framing it with the picture I got with him.
I only had the time to have maybe 2 or 3 sentences with him because it was very busy there when he was in the Netherlands. And the sentences were not about his work. It was just also about his hair and mine. Yeah, can do weird
Well, I
things.
met him at the Ark Encounter protest. So Lavender Lady and I actually got to hang out with him at an after party for a while.
Yeah, but I'm not really a small guy. I'm a big guy, but I'm small compared to Aaron Ra.
Yeah.
Aaron Ra.
Yeah, he is a very big guy. But it's funny. I mean, just he's so big and the hair and everything. He looks very intimidating.
He's a biker.
Yeah, but it's like, I met him. I had a channel with less than 300 subscribers. He's got no idea who I am, but he still greets me like I'm a friend he hasn't seen in years.
Oh, that's nice. I once made a video with about the 11 commandments. Completely made that up with Ivy, and it was but this time it was Richard Dawkins and Stephen Hawking, and I blew up Stephen Hawking twice in that video, not in pieces, but then when he was blinking with his eyes, he was totally back, and he says that was not what I had in mind with the special effects. And I sent a link to that video to Stephen Hawking's business address on Oxford University. 3 months later, I got an answer. LOL. That was all. The guy had a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Didn't got an answer from Richard Dawkins. Perhaps I will never get that. Okay.
Well, I guess I'm even famous in Europe. It actually does surprise me whenever I'm, watching a channel that's, got 20 or 50,000 subscribers and somebody mentions me. It's like, I really didn't think that many people knew me.
Yeah, but PurpleRhymesWithOrange, I had made a text file with only one word, PurpleRhymesWithOrange, so I can copy and paste it if I need to use it, because it's a really long word.
I think it's interesting that there is another Purple Rhymes with Orange on YouTube.
It's a musical.
Yeah.
Is it a musical? Mm-hmm.
Well, I spent about 3-4 months trying to pick out a name for YouTube that I figured people would be able to spell, but wouldn't give them like 5,000 results. And that was the first one I came up with that when I entered it, it came up at the top of the list. So.
No, my name is just also made up. It's Ned. It's Ned. It's the first 3 letters of the Dutch Netherlands. And McGrant is just because I talk too much.
Hi, Try. How are you? And Scummer. Let's see who else got here.
Oh, did Scummer come in? I didn't see him. Commander 401 and Becca have come in.
Boy, we must be up to like 5 people now.
Oh.
Actually, it says 15 now.
Oh, we hit the big time.
Yeah, we're above a dozen. That's definitely more than our.
Yeah, but I want us to hit 20 so we can get those free microwaves.
Well, I guess Ned's a big draw here.
Yeah, right. No one knows me.
Oh, back, that's terrible, but I love it.
That one would also work with the Santas.
I love that one of every drag queen should call himself Rhonda Santis.
Yep.
That was a good one.
I think that was one of Jenny's.
No.
Yeah, that was really funny.
No, that's not mine.
Oh, okay.
But you retweeted it or something.
Well, sure. I like that, something like that to spread around. Anything to jab these guys in the ribs.
Okay, you were just the first one I saw posted, so I thought you made it up. Let us hope there isn't a second term for him.
For Ron DeSantis?
You know, Beck was saying there's a term for presidents like Donald Trump. Probably not a second one, though.
So,
Yeah, kind of holding my breath through next year until the election's over.
yeah. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large numbers. I made this thing that says to all you stupid liberals, all you stupid Democrats, if you don't vote, the Republicans will get off your stupid asses and vote them out.
Yeah, that's the problem the Democrats have.
Yeah, they
Is
don't
too many
vote.
people on the left feel their vote doesn't count, so they don't bother.
They think it makes no difference, so I don't vote. But all these Republicans come, vote. What can I do? What can I say?
Okay, Beck's got some good ones here.
Oh.
Now, do people named Brian have nightmares about dyslexic zombies?
I'm sorry, say that again. I missed it.
Do people named Brian have nightmares about dyslexic zombies? Brian's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't think that was really going to work.
But bum.
Ivy has a video that has to come out where she has a Zoom call with Satan, and Satan always complains about all these dyslexic children because he always has to forward all the mail he gets to Santa.
Yep.
So I'm actually trying to get the side chat on a separate screen. Because when I watch YouTube, I see myself move half an hour after I talk.
Don't worry about the sync up between in YouTube and StreamYards. It's never going to be at 100%.
Godless.
Hey, Mark.
Scummer, that one's excellent.
That's why I'm watching StreamYards now, and I want to have the. I also want to have the chat on it. I can only do it if I put it on a second screen.
Well, one thing you can do is on the sides here where it says comments, you click on that, and you can go into the see the chat there.
If
you want to read the chat.
Uh-oh.
Or if you want to directly access the YouTube chat, you can do is click those three dots and click on pop-out chat.
Yeah, but I cannot get it over the StreamYard chat. That's the problem. It stays on the same page. I think I already have it.
Well, that's what I do. Is I do the pop-out chat and then I shrink it down so that it only covers the right edge of the screen where it doesn't go over the StreamYard video.
I may be on a camping, but I'm very well equipped here. I have 2 monitors here and stuff, so I can do everything. Yeah. There you are. So, this is.
Sounds like you're really roughing it there.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, there's the side chat. Somehow. See? A little bit fiddling, but it works.
Yeah, I grew up in the last century when campers were people, not vehicles.
I'm not roughing it. Jenny knows how I live here. I have every comfort at home. It's just in a tent.
Oh,
Okay.
Something Trump posted on his Truth Social. A large, complex, detailed, but irrefutable report on the presidential election fraud, which took place in Georgia, is almost complete and will be presented by me as a major news conference. It's at 11 a.m. on Monday of next week. That would be actually next week, since this was posted yesterday.
Yeah, that report will be very excellent. It will be made by very good people. It will be written very good, and it will be excellent and that stuff.
Yeah, I'm picturing this thing's going to be written in crayon and contain the word "poopy head."
Yeah, if only the judge would actually do something about the fact that she keeps telling him to stop talking about the case publicly.
He threatens people. Just threatens people on his own Twitter thing.
Well, she's probably waiting for him to really dig himself deep, because she knows the trouble it's going to cause if she arrests him.
And you know what I see when I see in these pictures of Trump and his wife, when I see in the face of his wife, please put him away so I can get his money.
Yeah.
That's kind of the impression I've always gotten from her.
Yeah, there's definitely no affection shown there at all.
I actually met Ivana Trump. That was in the one he had his ship built in Markham, in the Netherlands. And he was really nice. And then a few weeks later, he was divorced. Weird people. Never seen Trump. Thank God I never seen him.
Did you see people in Twitter are talking about her grave at the golf course? They said it's already completely overgrown and unattended, and that is just crap. Anyway, Trump.
Yeah, I saw a little news piece on that, and I think that just shows that, the kids don't care any more than he does. I mean, if the kids really cared about their mother, why would she let him use? Why would they let him use her grave as a tax dodge?
Well, it'll be nice someday to see a headstone right next to hers. That starts with Donald.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it would freak some people out when they go to take their ball out of the hole in the golf course and there's a skeleton hand grabbing it. Wind up burying the whole family there, just each one at a different hole.
Just drive it away.
Yeah. I once had a girlfriend in Mexico, and she had this because she is economically bound to Juarez, where she lives. She can cross the border, and we went to the place where what's his name? Bill Haley was buried, and that was the same. It was completely no, hardly ever. No one could find it because it had no attention, not ever. And I think he was quite famous with this in the beginning of the rock and roll. But it happens more than you think, that people are just, when they are buried, they're out of sight, out of mind, and they leave it just there. I have no
Yeah,
idea
people
what
get
was.
forgotten there.
I don't.
Well, there's
don't
a lot of old graveyards that are completely overgrown that nobody tends them.
uh,
We had one. Uh, how do I describe this? Well, it was a couple miles away from where I was living in Fox Point, a suburb of Milwaukee, and it. Yeah, I went and looked. I like to go to cemeteries and look at the gravestones and stuff, and uh, it seemed like there was a lot of people that were 100, 150 years ago put in the ground. So that's a pretty old. That's a pretty old cemetery for that part of the country,
yeah.
and it was just terribly overgrown. And then somebody bought it and cleaned it all up and maintains it. That, nobody knows who did it, but somebody bought it and takes care of it. It's kind of weird.
What do you
That's a
call it?
nice kind of. It's weird, but it's a nice charity thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's nice. Did you ever see the woman on TikTok? Yeah, it was TikTok. She goes around and she finds ancient American cemeteries or gravestones and things, and she tracks the people down, who they were, what they did, all that stuff, and then she tells the story of who these people are as she cleans their headstone to put it back into near new condition. There's still weathering, but it's clean.
Yeah,
All the molds and stuff are off of it.
that's cool.
Yeah, it really is. She makes a huge difference in them.
Can I tell you a story? All
No,
all the American war graves from the Second World War are all the bodies are all retrieved to the United States, but there is still one World War II cemetery in Magraten. That is a village in Limburg, in the Netherlands, and these graves are maintained by people. Everyone maintains a grave of certain people, and the people, the family of the soldiers who were buried there, they come to visit the graveyard. They come where they can stay with the people who maintain the graveyard. They are so very proud of, and there the people stay there. They don't want them to go back to the United States because they have a very good place that is very lovely taken care of. I think it's a wonderful
Yeah.
story.
My
And it's,
father was in World War II in the 95th Infantry defending the town of Metz, France.
mm,
So a number of the soldiers from his division are buried there, and they maintain that. And the town has a museum dedicated to his division.
yeah.
So
And then
on their 50th anniversary, one of the old women, who had been there at the time, came to speak for them, and she was just still thanking them for their service of keeping them free from the Nazis.
yeah, it was an American, someone bombarded me with things. Oh, you were not grateful for what we did in the Second World War, and you do this and that. And then I bombarded him back with all these videos of graveyards and monuments where they honor the fallen Americans and Canadians, because the Netherlands were mostly freed by the Canadians, and how well maintained these graves are and these monuments. But I still wouldn't believe it because it's just a stupid idiot.
Well, yeah, to the Europeans, it was far more personal. I mean, you
Yeah,
were all there fighting for your homes. It never directly threatened the citizens in the U.S. aside from Pearl Harbor.
yeah, that was we had them here. I lost a family I have never known because I'm from after the war. But I lost an uncle. I lost my grandfather in the war, and my father and my mother obviously survived it. But it was very scary. It was really scary. When I hear the stories of my father and some of his friends, what they did just to stay out of the way from the Germans, from the razzias, as they call it. My father was, how do you call it? Hiding from the Germans because he was otherwise he would send to be to Germany to a work camp. And my grandfather made a special compartment in the roof, in the top of the roof, where my father could hide if the Germans came to ransack the house to see if someone was there. And it was so well built that it is the house is still there, and the people who live there have restored it to the original how my father did. All the drawings he made on the roof, on the roof roofing, and the floor when he was bored because he was hiding there for the Germans are all still there.
Oh, that would be something to see.
Yeah, I've seen it,
Neat.
and it is it's just weird because it is like when I saw it was like stepping into a completely different world for a moment.
Yeah, the community I grew up with was like 85% Jewish. So some of my neighbors had the concentration camp numbers in their arms still.
Yeah. Well, my family was looked after because we have a French last name, and for the rest, I have no idea what they want with us. But I left my grandfather, my grandparents, and the rest they left them alone. They only wanted my father, but all time going to a complete war. He managed to stay away from them. He managed to escape them every time.
Beck, come on.
I know I
Skip.
passed up a number of good jokes there because we were on a serious topic.
Hi, Skits.
Hey, Skits.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a Hitler joke. Here in the Netherlands, there were a few German Wehrmacht soldiers that ran over a dog of a farmer. And they went to the farmer and they said, "Heil Hitler, der Hund is tot. The dog is dead." "Oh, thank God," said the farmer. They thought Hitler was dead.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't make them up very much better.
I didn't get it.
I mean, neither. Because the German? They said,
No,
Heil
doesn't-
Hitler,
does-
Heil Hitler, the dog is dead. So he thought it was Hitler was dead.
okay. I get it
It's
now.
just-
Yeah.
That's really, really hard to translate the Dutch joke into English.
My brother sent me a joke, but it got lost in the mail, so I didn't get it. No,
Is
that
that
one
also
fell.
a joke?
That one fell flat.
I got it.
Okay. Was that a joke?
Yes.
Yep.
And
It was an attempt anyway.
We were really champions in the jokes that no one gets.
Was that the one that you were groaning about, Jenny? You said there was one at Bex that was really bad.
That would be the. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Or
What
was
do
it this one?
what do dentists call their X-rays? Toothpicks.
Oh, I didn't see that one. It must have scrolled by me.
There is this guy who makes space videos, and he made this 24-hour live stream. That's 24 a few days about this Artemis mission, and there were moments that there was no one there. And then Ivy was putting the most cheesy jokes in this side chat. And later he also did a stream, and he said, we missed something. Because they missed the stupid jokes she put there. And that was a real compliment to me, because it means they really have read them.
Well, yeah, I have to explain most of mine, it seems. Yeah, Carol Ned is Ivy Chan's creator.
Yeah. As if an Ivy's part of my brain. Now she's yelling at me from, say something that makes sense. Yeah, it's always,
Yeah, Porpoise has the problem that just most of us miss the math jokes and the computer programmer jokes. Yeah, Jason, I remember that my ex's mother got the Reader's Digest, and that was one of the few parts I ever bothered reading.
But when it comes to Ivy is our mate created her already something like 9 years ago. So she has been around on the internet for a long time now. And becoming more crazy by the week.
So you're hanging out with a 9-year-old?
Now she has no real age. Try aging an anime.
Well, isn't she really your daughter?
She's a brainchild. When she started, when she said her first thing, she said, "Hi, I'm Ivy. I'm 7 years old, and I'm 6 years old, and I'm really going to love this one." And then she makes, she goes like with the, she goes off at the Pope, and then you should watch it, because that is language that she never used again. And then I started to animate her, and then I got a better animation, and still said she got a new voice, and she talks better than me.
It's good stuff. Yeah, actually, I need to get your links so I can add them to the description. You know, everybody who's on the panel, I put all their links in the description of the videos. So if people watching later want to go find you.
Perhaps I can type it here.
Well, you can send them to me later on Twitter or Discord, and I can add them in.
Okay. That's okay. You know, when Ivy was in the side chat of, for the first time on this channel, I gained 7 new subs. Ivy gained 7 new subs, and that's a lot for when you are like on 243, and now I'm over, Ivy is over 250 subs. So it's really nice.
Oh, good.
People who did that. Thank you. This is only a small channel, and I think we produce funny stuff.
Oh, Greg, that's a good one.
There, I just subscribed. Now you have one more.
Yeah, Greg put, I decided to see if a dog was man's best friend. So I locked my wife and the dog in the trunk of the car. After an hour, I opened the trunk. Guess who was happy to see me?
Yeah, I've told a similar one to that.
Yeah.
How can you tell which one loves you more, your wife or your dog? Lock him in the trunk of your car for 6 hours and see which one he's happy to see when you let him out.
How well do you judge it by how they wag their tail?
Yeah, well, that helps. I mean, I certainly pay attention to a woman with a good tail. This is another one of Porpoise's that, without the computer programmer reference, a lot of people aren't going to get it. I found the computer language.
Yeah. I have a joke that I think I cannot tell because it's so dirty.
Oh, that's okay. I put a disclaimer at the beginning of the show so that we can,
Okay.
say foul things and swear.
Okay. Let me tell. There was this redneck who traded his wife for an outhouse because the hole didn't smell that bad.
Oh.
Duck jokes really crack me up, but they're also foul.
That one's for the birds.
Yep.
This is more a joke about shit.
Well, there was this guy who just lived all his life, in these deep rural area, comes to the city for the first time. He's just kind of marveling at the huge buildings and everything, and he goes into the skyscraper and just standing there in the lobby watching, and this ugly old woman goes into an elevator, and he watches the numbers flash and hearing the beeps, and the elevator door opens again, and this gorgeous 20-year-old woman walks out, and he's like, shit, I should have brought my wife.
Recycle machine. Yep.
Yeah, teachers get terribly shortchanged. That's not a joke, but it's just true. We say children are our future, and yet we're not willing to invest any money in them.
You know that God and Satan have an argument to be over the fence between hell and heaven. It has been going on since time has begun. And God was so mad at Satan, I will send you my lawyers. And Satan was only saying, what lawyers?
Yeah.
Shit. There's some really good jokes in the side chat.
Yeah,
Better
people
than
are coming
mine.
up with some good ones.
Saves us from having to talk or think up stuff.
Well, I like topics that get the side chat more involved. Also, I know I left you guys with a really heavy one last week, so I thought something light would be good. And I'm sorry, I meant to say at the beginning of the show how much I appreciate that, Mage Jenny kept things running for me for the last 2 weeks when I wasn't here.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my paycheck for that, by the way.
Well, it hasn't come through yet because I've got to wait till the end of the month when YouTube pays me my share of the advertising money.
Jeez.
But well, normally you get 30%. When it was just you and Mage and I wasn't here, you'll each get 50%. I'm not taking a cut.
Uh-oh.
Do you get money from YouTube?
No, not unless they doubled my
I never
subscribers
seen
and
a
got me
cent of them, and
monetized while I was
they put
gone.
commercials on my videos.
I don't know. Do people see commercials
I
before
thought
my
you had to
streams?
have more than 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Nope. They started doing the ads
Well, I have this
regardless.
this YouTube ad blocker, and it always gives notice when it blocks ads at a video. Then it gives a notice in the bottom of the screen, and I saw these ads are.
Yeah, they started putting ads
I don't want ads
on
on my
everything.
videos. I think I wouldn't even monetize it.
Yeah, even if you're not monetized, they're putting ads on everybody's videos. That's just
I only
how
have
YouTube
Patreon.
is.
I have one patron.
Another good use for ad block.
I'll be
Oh,
right back.
thank God for ad blockers.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got uBlock Original, and it's really effective on YouTube. It's extremely rare that I ever see any kind of ad.
uBlock Original or uBlock Origin?
uBlock Origin, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, NJ, that's terrible. That's one that's so bad I couldn't help but laugh. And that's definitely one that Sloth Girl needs.
I don't get it.
I had a peekaboo accident. They put me in ICU.
Oh,
Okay, there you go.
I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the language barrier.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Ox, even if they monetized at 600 subs, I'm still never going to get there. I've been stuck around 560 for the last 3-4 years. And it's like every time I get up to 570, somehow I suddenly lose a few. So it's like I just can't get past that point.
I've been fluctuating between 173 and 174
I had the
these
same
past few weeks.
with Ivy's channel. It was always stuck at 190, 192. Then it was 198, and then it was 195, and then suddenly I went over the 200.
I guess it's just how YouTube is.
Well, it's not that I want to boast my own, want to toot my own horn, but I think I make quite good quality videos.
Well, yeah, for the amount of work you put into the animation, I would think that you'd have more. You need to get promoted. You need to get more people to hear about your channel.
Yeah.
Well, if you can toot your own horn, you must be very flexible.
Yeah. As a teenager, I haven't been able to do that since I hurt my back. What did one ocean say to the other? Nothing, it just waved.
How do you call a dog with no legs?
It doesn't matter, it won't come anyway.
Yeah.
What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
Yeah, well, Mark, I just looked and it says I've got 569, so I'm due to lose 5 to 10 subscribers in the next week. Like I say, it won't let me get past that 570 mark, let alone get up to 600.
Trying to put the link to Ivy's channel in the side chat. Type like shit. It's terribly dark in here.
I can get it for you.
Yeah, yeah, I think you need Mage to do it because I haven't made you a moderator here, so you probably can't post a link.
No, but they can see it. They can copy and paste it.
Yeah.
I just put the ad stuff in it.
There.
Okay, Ox, why do brides wear white?
It didn't work. Let me try again here. Okay, there it goes. All right, here's the link.
Mage Grey Wolf is much faster than I am.
Yeah, Mage is very quick on the keys.
Blind way.
Yep.
I'm typing here in blind and I still haven't finished it. There it comes.
Yeah,
now it comes. Ball.
Anytime I'm trying to get a link in, Mage always beats me to it. He's quick on the keyboard.
Yeah. We had you all know Glober Mom, I think.
Yeah.
I think I was her second subscriber because we met in the comment section of a video, and they said, "So, you know what we should do? We should team up and we should do videos together in some kind of show." And it took a few years, but we now do that. We have this Thursday premiere show,
Mm-hmm.
and it is it has been better because there was this incident with some certain Irish woman who accused Ivy of doing racist videos and trash and something. But everyone who ever took a look at Ivy's channel, there was never anything of that matter in it.
Yeah,
Nothing
I had
racist,
heard about that.
Nothing racist, nothing nasty, nothing. But it took a lot of, because a lot of people that were in the show quit because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this guy. It wasn't even her. It was this guy that whispered in her ear that Ivy was bad news and I was bad news. But I'm not racist. Never been.
It doesn't matter as long if you're accused of it.
I grew up between all people in all kind of colors. I was the only white guy in a majority black band.
Yeah. Well, I know that's part of the thing that's held me back is that I've had people on here who everybody was good with while I had them on, and some incident came up that they suddenly became very unpopular, and I lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that to happen to me.
You there, Jenny?
I think I am.
Okay. Yep. There you are now. It just took a minute for your picture to come up, but we hear you.
I don't know why it made me go away.
Yeah, I don't know either. It just said your device was disconnected.
Oh.
But at least for the last time, there was a theme in the stream, and it took like 3 minutes because before it went a totally different way. Now there's still jokes. This is a good theme. Tell a joke day. You should do it more often.
Well, I do each of my streams after some holiday I find, and Tell a Joke Day was just one of the ones that was listed for the date.
Okay.
So I decided that we need to do something lighthearted this week.
We should talk about porn.
Don't we usually?
Well, not intentionally. We often end up on that.
Yeah, pretty much any subject we talk about, somehow somebody manages to get porn into it.
Well, porn is what makes the internet go around.
I tried to get a subject running on Twitter because it's like, in what kind of porn movies would Marjorie Taylor Greene and these other two ladies be if they were porn actresses? But it
Well,
didn't
Margie would be in
didn't
the
catch on.
film. Margie would be in the film Beyond the Green Door.
Actually, oh yeah, Beyond the Green Door is a very old porn movie, like from the 70s.
Yes.
I like the time from Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Deep Throat.
But,
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert actually got into the Republican Party because she had been an escort for some of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
Explains a lot, doesn't it?
Well, you can tell her what it is, but she is attractive, but she is only so dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
She's
so
nasty.
I kind of wonder if she didn't get to her position because she took photos and could have blackmailed some of them.
Yeah, perhaps there is blackmail in. And then the other one with short hair, what's her name?
Not sure which one you mean.
That's also Republican. And it looks like they all have the hots for Trump. Drumpf.
Oh, you're thinking of Carrie, what's her name?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Carrie Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know this channel of Scared Ketchup?
Of what?
Scared Ketchup.
No.
She's really, you should join, be subscribe to that channel. He does, he makes complete asses off of all these people with AI animations. The Trump show and this sort of stuff, and he makes them say the most stupid and idiotic things. Scared Ketchup. Find him.
I like to play around
I'm sure you will love it.
Yeah, I like to play around with AI stuff. In fact, the image I'm using is a AI thing I just created today.
Well, the problem that
pretty good.
comedians are having is, can they come up with anything dumber than these people are actually saying themselves?
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
kind of like, huh?
That's it. Mark Caesar has it. Scared Ketchup. It is really funny. Yeah, that's a good one.
Nerdy, if you keep that up, we're going to have to take away your accent.
This one?
Oh, Robert X. Yeah, they didn't want to watch yours. I had the same problem, kind of. They didn't want to be in mine.
Yeah, well, that's I say I've got nothing against porn, and I would do it if I thought people would pay me for it.
I was really tired last weekend. I didn't want to go anywhere, do nothing. So I decided I would look at my old porn films. And I couldn't believe how young I looked.
But was that from the time that they put all this kind of disco behind the scenes?
I don't know. watched a porn film in my life.
Oh,
You
when
didn't?
Sloth Girl and I, when
No, why
Sloth
would I
Girl
want to watch?
came,
Why would I want to
The-
watch trash like porn?
These films in the 80s, they were really trash. Oh,
when
It's
Sloth Girl
porn.
came to visit me in New York, she wanted to go see Niagara Falls. So we got just this little, just kind of rundown motel for one night. And as soon as we opened the door, it's like everything in there was pink. And it's like, this was obviously where every porn film in the 70s was filmed.
Break out the black light.
they were so bad. They were really so bad. Your jokes keep coming.
Yeah, I can't believe Sloth Girl's missing this show, but it must be having an off day for her.
How many people
Yeah.
are viewing now?
About 14.
Yeah.
We're basically holding.
I have had one live stream that lasted 7 hours, and it only had a black screen because I just wanted to try how it worked, and I forgot to close it down. And it had like 50 views. I absolutely don't understand it because it had absolutely nothing in it. It was just a black screen.
Now, Stool still denies this ever happened, but he did a stream one time that he just put just a picture of a potato on the screen. And it ran for 9 hours without anybody saying anything. So I think he accidentally activated it when he was drunk or something, but he did a
it must be.
9-hour potato stream.
With me, it was pure, yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, how do you call that? Being a total shit with it as when it comes to trying live streams. I didn't know anything about it. I have removed it because it was really too silly.
An Australian Jen had one that, she was driving somewhere, and while she was gone, somehow her cat hit the button to activate a stream she had set up. So there were a bunch of us that just, kept popping in and out of the side chat, but, there was absolutely nothing going on. We spent 6 hours talking to her empty chair.
Yeah, but then you have a side chat. But it was in the time when there was no side chat. There was really like when was it, in 2014 or something?
That was before my time.
Are you that young?
Well, no, I've I've only been on YouTube for 6 years now.
Oh, I thought you were that young, like Ivy. 9 years.
No. Yeah. Okay. Ox. The motel room did not have a heart-shaped bed, but it did have the thing to put quarters in to make it vibrate.
Oh, I have one of those at home here.
I thought you just laying on the bed made it vibrate.
Mm-mm. Oh, God, demon orb. That is just horrible.
He has a point there. They always turn around in a certain way. Perhaps it's in the southern hemisphere. It's the other way around. Who knows? That's something to make a video about.
What do you get if you cross Lassie with a cantaloupe?
I don't know what a cantaloupe is.
You get a melancholy baby.
What's a cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe's a type of melon.
Oh, okay.
The orange ones that have kind of a solid, soft,
Yeah,
and the seeds
they're
are
very
all in
much
the
like
center.
mushmelons.
When you see in the side chat, when you see Ivy talking, when something mentions something, it's really serious because I really have no idea what the people are saying. That's why I said, what's a cantaloupe? I don't know what it is.
Okay, Mark remembers the potato stream, so no, I didn't hallucinate it. There are other people who were aware of it.
Well,
My grandma told my mom and dad that they cantaloupe, but they did anyways.
it's a mass delusion.
Okay. I don't get it. I have no idea.
Yeah, that one's bad, Mage.
I
Yeah.
must be stupid.
Actually, I got a script about a pineapple I was meaning to do, but I never got around to getting beyond the script.
What is the people are always getting like some jittery when you talk over about a pineapple that way, and sorry, I don't get it.
Well, one of the references was that supposedly, like back in the 70s, a pineapple was a symbol for swingers groups.
Huh?
So that
It
if you
was?
went in somebody's house and they had a pineapple on the mantle, it meant the couple were swingers, and that was, kind of how they signaled each other.
Is that what it was?
Well, that's one of the legends I've heard.
I just made this up. I never seen a pineapple on this. Never seen that. So
I just wonder if my sister's aware of that because she collects pineapple things. They're all over her house.
I'll check a.
Maybe she collects more than just pineapples.
It would be funny because she's actually one of the most Catholic of the family.
well, yeah. In my family, I'm like a fourth generation atheist.
Oh,
I have never seen it. The only time I seen a church from the inside was when, in my village, they came to me that the power was off, and I'm an electrician. So they asked me if I could fix it. So I went there, and the main fuse was blown because they had put a bolt in the normal fuse. You can see what the big idiots they were. So I changed it, and then I had to cut the seal from the power company. I had to put new
yeah, main bus
fuses in it,
breakers.
and then new circuit breakers in it. Yeah, and then I was with the switch like this, and it says, and then the Lord says, "Let there be light." And the electrician pulled the switch, and he saw that it was good. They never looked at my face again. They didn't even thank me. So I didn't put a new how do you call it? This thing what I have cut through, and I didn't mention it to the power company. So a few years later, when they came to read the meter, they saw this seal was cut, and they got a fine. I think it was about 10,000 guilders back then.
Oh, because the power
Be
company thought they had
nice.
tampered
Be
with the
nice
meter.
to your electrician.
Yep. Yeah, for 40 years I did general home repair, so I did some electrical work. I wasn't licensed for it, but I did some small things.
I
You know.
worked for the company. I was licensed to replace these things, but I could not reseal them, so I had to call the office, and then they sent the next day. They sent someone, and he checked it and he resealed it, and then it was okay. Yeah, with pennies, you can do that,
Yep.
but we have these round things. These looks like little bottles you put in it, and you can replace them with like an 8 millimeter bolt of like 2 inches long. You do put them in, and and then the main fuse, the main breaker blows,
And
and
that
then
would
they
be
can
5/16 for those of you who would like to
5/16. Yeah.
do your own craft here.
Yeah. Actually, NJ, the only surviving person to have gotten a Darwin Award. That was how he got it. Was that his truck had blown a fuse, and he realized that one of his bullets would fit in the place of the fuse.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So he put it in there, and of course, once it heated up, the bullet went off. It shot him through the scrotum. So he survived, but it sterilized him. So he is the only living person to have gotten a Darwin Award because he took himself out of the gene pool without dying.
Hasn't that been in MythBusters? Some
Yeah,
replacing.
I know they did an episode of Darwin Awards. They probably tried it.
but that's putting a bullet in a loaded cartridge in a circuit breaker. What would happen? They tried it once, I think, but
Yeah, I didn't see that episode, or I don't remember it.
I'm not sure of it. But that's another kind of a circuit breaker that you push between these. You put them in like here, like a little tube. That is small ones, and yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh yeah, I know the kind you mean, the tube ones. You know, because we still see those in electronics devices here, but they're not used in houses.
No, we have a quite different.
Yeah,
System
you've
here
got
in Europe.
completely different electrical system in Europe.
I once had in El Paso. I had this talk with this guy from the power company there, and I said, I know how you can solve your power grid problem. And he said to me, what? Switch over to 240 volts. I said, we know, but the people don't want it because it will cost them money. And every electronic equipment that they have now, from lamps to computers and everything, won't even notice it because they work from like 110 to 240 volts. They won't even notice.
Yep.
And then if they do that, they have their grid can easily don't do it because America has a very heavy grid because of the low voltage.
Well, actually, most houses in the U.S. have 240 coming in that gets split in the box to be two separate 120 feeds.
No,
Because
not,
they have the 240 coming in.
That's not possible.
Well, no, because big heating appliances like electric dryers and electric stoves.
Yeah, but you cannot split 240 into two separate ones of 110. That's impossible because it has to do with the sinus wave. It is like when you have 240 volts, you have 400 volts on two phases of the line, and when you have
hold on, I gotta knock on the door.
Oh, they're coming to get you away. They're coming to get me away. It's a good time to get another beer.
Bunny Farm. Keep taking the old batteries from the supermarket recycling box. They are free of charge.
They are free of charge. Yes, that's right.
Here's a question for you.
Mark, I think they're assuming that everybody will do their charging at night when there's low demand on the grid. I think that's stupid, but that's, I think, what they're depending on, because I haven't heard of any improvements out of the power company that they're going to do for electric cars.
I can tell you about it. The grid is not fit for all electric cars, so it will blow up. It's not ready for it.
Well, Americans will find that out. You
Yeah.
be cheap. You be cheap. You get cheap.
Yeah. And beside that, my neighbor has an electric car, and he wanted to have a loading point right next to my house, and I said I don't want to have it there.
Damon, I don't think so. I think some are positive and some are negative. But
yeah, but these things, most fires start at a charging point. And when he has the charging point, he has his cars between 3 houses. When that car gets on fire, it will burn my house, it will burn his house, and it will burn my next neighbor's house, and probably half the village. So I don't want it there. He can have it at the street if he wants, but not between the houses. This is just dangerous. I know how dangerous it is.
yeah, it's just electricity. Look, electricity never killed anyone.
No, only people who touched electricity were killed. If you leave it alone, nothing happens.
Most things are
There
edible
was
only
this
once.
guy who had who his wife died because she ate poisoned mushrooms. So he remarried, and that wife also died of eating poisoned mushrooms. And then the third wife had the same, but the fourth wife died of a crushed skull. You know why? She wouldn't eat the poisoned mushrooms.
Hey, Robert X. Yes, petrol cars can burn too, but burning electric cars is very, very dangerous situation. Those lithium batteries that are in there they're explosive. They're hard to extinguish.
Yeah.
And the voltage, if it's say a non total accident, then the car is going to survive in terms of its body structure and stuff. And the electrical system's intact. If the rescue people go in and do the wrong thing, bang! Suddenly they got 600 volts traveling down their ass.
Yeah, it's really dangerous. And I do this little test. I did this little test with someone. I just put this small battery from an old Nokia cell phone, fully charged. I put it on the street, and I just pinched a little hole in it with a sharpened hammer. And you should have seen the fire that coming from that really small battery.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A battery like an inch in square inch, like this. It exploded, and it was a bolt of fire. It was like it was burning. How do you call this stuff?
Yeah. Well, there's been incidents of cell phones shorting out and igniting in people's pockets.
Yeah. Okay, these are small, but these things these battery packs of a car are almost as big as the car itself. They take in the whole floor of the car.
Yeah,
I have seen fire, and I've seen fires. They had extinguished. They went away, and an hour later, it burnt again. It just reignited. It is. I don't want an electric car. I can tell you. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them.
Never park it into an indoor garage if it's attached to your house.
No, a lot of indoor garages have said, well, we don't want electric cars in our garages.
I have wondered a lot about, just electric cars when they get into accidents on the road, especially if there's a fire, if a fire gets to the battery pack.
Typically, the batteries in electric cars, well,
But then you have to think of one thing.
the separate electricity systems that they put into major airliners and stuff are just a bunch of various packs of, I don't know, 15, 20, 30, 18650 batteries wired together.
Yep.
To create the voltage that they want on a particular portion of the battery. It just seems insane to me to do it that way, because you're increasing so much more likelihood of manufacturing there and to have it ignite. Why can't they build a lithium battery that's just a lithium battery, not a bunch of little ones put together?
And that's the problem. They can only build 1.2 volts cells. It's like a pen-like battery, like a AAA battery. It is just 1.2 volts, and they have to put them all together to get a big one. It is not one cell. It is like I don't know how many thousands of cells are in these car batteries.
Yeah, well, some of the newer electric cars are up to 800 volts.
Yeah. And that will give you a jolt, I can tell you.
I got zapped by 480 volts once from an electric forklift charger.
Yeah, and that is a DC current.
Yeah, that knocked me on the floor.
And they say DC currents you won't feel. Well, you will feel it, I can tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I used to handle 80,000 volts in cars, car ignition, all the time, and get zapped.
Yeah, but then you have a very high voltage with a very low current.
Yeah, it's the current that kills you.
Yeah, right. It's the current that kills you.
Yeah, it's the amperage. You can take a high voltage if it's a low amperage.
Yeah, and let me tell you, if you drive your car and you use 1 kilowatt hour, to get this kilowatt hour into your car, an electricity plant has to make like 1.2 kilowatt hours to make your car run 1 kilowatt hours, because they have the loss in the grid and stuff. It goes out of the chimney somewhere else. And you can say, okay, you get solar panels, but solar panels are also, you need also to make them, and that also costs energy. Windmills, you can make them, but it also costs lots of energy. And there is the law of conservation of energy. It's you cannot cheat it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been arguing about, that the electric cars are not really, the ecology savers that they say, because, like you say, all the energy's got to be generated somewhere. And also just, the pollution that's caused by mining the lithium and the heavy metals to make the batteries.
And there is an alternative, That is a fuel cell car. You put hydrogen in a fuel cell, that generates electricity on demand.
Yep.
And what comes out of the exhaust pipe is just water.
Because, you still have to produce the hydrogen, but it's not as bad as the batteries. In Iceland, they actually run a lot of vehicles on hydrogen because they can produce the hydrogen using geothermal energy.
Yeah. And Iceland is small. There's only a few 100,000 people there, so they can do it. But try to do that in the USA.
Yeah. Well, and most people there don't own individual cars, but they run their transit buses on the hydrogen.
Yeah. And now, I think Toyota has an engine that runs an internal combustion engine that runs entirely on hydrogen without blowing up. And that would be the future, because we have an abundance of hydrogen.
Yeah, there's lots of different fuels that internal combustion engines can run on. Propane, methane,
Yeah, but hydrogen is
hydrogen,
but
gasoline.
the hydrogen is different. Hydrogen explodes. Propane burns like, woof, you know. Hydrogen is an explosive gas, so
Yes,
the
it's
engines have
much
to
more
be
volatile.
much stronger. You can mix hydrogen with the normal car fuel. You have a dual fuel. You have hydrogen assist. I don't know exactly how it's called in English. That you can do that, but to run it fully on hydrogen, the motor would last perhaps a few hundred miles and then it blows up. But it is just too strong.
My brother had a truck that actually could run on either regular gasoline or on propane.
Yeah, they have that. They also have diesel engines with water injection to increase the volume of the expansion in the cylinder.
Oh, I
But
hadn't heard about those.
don't ask me how that
Injection.
works.
Water injection systems were used in the P-51 Mustang in World War II.
Yeah,
Oh,
For their
similar.
for their panic switch, they would hit that and they would go to maximum output from the motor and then water inject for even more. But when the plane got back, they took out the engine and put in a new one.
Yeah, bring back steam engines, but steam. Okay, if a steam engine produces like 100 kilowatts, you still have to burn 100 kilowatts worth of oil or coal or wood or whatever. You can't cheat the laws of conservation of energy. You can't cheat it. Can't cheat it. Like there are these videos of this guy who has an engine. You see that he starts it and it stays running. And okay, it stays running, but it has absolutely no power because if you would break it, if it, what you put the brake on this thing, like you would let it pull something, it would stop immediately.
yeah, if you tried to put a gear or a pulley on it to move anything else.
It would stop immediately. That is why all these perpetuum mobile, what do you call these things? Things don't work because there is friction. If there weren't friction, they would run into eternity. But because of friction, they stop.
Those kind of machines always need one of two things. They either need lack of friction or a really good con man to lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The University of Minnesota actually has a bus they run that for the last 20 years has run on nothing but the used fryer oil from the student union.
Yeah, but that is very good fuel in diesels.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's a bus like that drives by, it smells like a hamburger stand.
Yeah, it smells like French fries when it goes past.
Willie Nelson has a company down in Texas that's what they do is they collect old fryer grease and convert it to diesel and sell it to truckers.
Yeah, hybrid cars with the regenerative braking are a good thing. They're very efficient.
Yeah, but it's still, I had this discussion with this guy that said that by his braking, he could completely recharge his battery. And I said, that is complete nonsense. He can partially, perhaps, but then you have to run up the mountain that takes you I'd say 100 kilowatt hours. And then you have to drive down and then you charge the 100 kilowatt hours. It is always an equilibrium.
Yeah, well, and then you've got things like, the friction of the tires on the road and that. So you're only going to get back 2/3 or 3/4 of what you put into it.
But what I hate the most in these cars is that everything goes through the computer. If you're in a Tesla and you have an accident, you cannot even open the car. I think one thing should always remain manually operated, and that's the doors.
Yeah.
Because if you wait, you have seen these things burn. Well, if you're inside, you're bad luck because you cannot get out of the car because the computer won't let you open the door because the computer is broken.
Yep. And
So you're locked
actually,
in and you burn alive.
one of the other problems with the Teslas is they were designed by people in California who have never been anywhere that there was cold weather.
Yeah.
And some of the plastics they use are so brittle that if it gets below zero, they have a tendency for the door handles to snap off.
Oh, I haven't even seen that one, but I have seen that Teslas that have a range of like, well, let's say some 500 miles. I don't know even if they have that, but put them in Russia, 20 miles, and their batteries are dead because it's so cold there.
That's the other thing I've wondered about, because I live in Minnesota, so we're right on the Canadian border.
Yeah.
So I really have wondered, how much it depletes the battery pack to be, running in below zero weather.
Yeah. I seen a grumpy old man that was also in Minnesota, I think. So I seen what kind of winters you have there.
Yeah, well,
So I completely understand.
Well, we get periods like in January where it can go a solid week without the temperature ever going above zero.
Yes, Mark, I was just gonna mention that when you see big locomotives in America, I don't know what they look like in your country, and towards the back end of the locomotive, there's these pods that are kind of triangular, trapezoidal shaped, and they come out from the top of the locomotive body. Those are the regenerative braking systems. So they can. People think locomotives run on a motor. No, they don't. They run electricity, and the locomotive part of it is charging the batteries.
Yeah, it's actually a huge diesel generator that's just providing the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
That you can never end with more energy than you use. That's impossible. The only thing that can make that possible is nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion.
Not yet.
I hate that word.
The experiment that they're raving about that they just accomplished technically required more energy than it output. They say it didn't. That they put out more energy. They put out more energy than they used, but there were certain preconditions that the mechanism had to establish, and those cost more power to put the whole total of what was truly consumed during the test up to like two extra joules or something.
But it is the nuclear fusion that is the only thing that is breaking this law.
Yeah, as far as the electric cars, what Robert X is saying, as far as I know, there aren't any available in the U.S. that really have a range of more than 300 miles without recharging.
How do you pronounce that word, nuclear fusion? Because I have very much problems in pronouncing that in English.
Like you just did, nuclear.
Yeah,
you have some shortcut like nuclear fusion or something.
Yeah, you could say nuke.
Yeah, that's fusion. Nuke is most efficient.
Yeah, there was a lot of scare tactics about nuclear power, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and people are still afraid of it. But yeah, the more you learn about it, it really is the best alternative we have right now.
I'm still afraid of it. If you got a bunch of high hacks running that thing, and it goes up, it's going to take out a lot of people.
Shall I tell you why
the other problem is the waste of the radioactive materials in the water, the rods and stuff. It's going to stay that way for 250,000 years. They need to be switching over to reactors. They need to be switching over to reactors that are thorium based. Yeah. Thorium-based reactors do not put out the same kind of mess.
Shall I tell you why they should not build new nuclear reactors? Look at Ukraine. Look at what Russia is doing. They are targeting nuclear reactors and turning them into bombs. Because if they get one to blow up, we got another Chernobyl there. That's why, because they can be destroyed. They can make them so strong as they want, but they can be destroyed. And then we have a disaster on our hands.
Chernobyl is in Ukraine, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Chernobyl is Ukraine. But they have more of these Ukraine-class reactors still running without a protective dome over them. That's why this reactor blew, because it has no protective dome over it. Nuclear. Yeah, nuclear.
Yep.
That's a better word. Nuclear.
Well, and there's some variation to it. You know, there's in the U.S. even people have different accents and different dialects, so you'll hear 3 or 4 slightly different pronunciations of it.
You should sing. You should hear me sing country and western. I sing like a redneck. Then there's totally no Dutch accent in it.
Yeah, I can't sing at all. I have absolutely no musical talent.
It is like this, like somewhere between your heart and mine, there's a window that I can't see through. Like this, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
A little bit in the accent.
Well, I'm sure as soon as we get self-driving cars, we're going to have country songs about why my truck left me.
Yeah. You didn't like me. You went for another, whatever.
And we'll have dead bodies arriving at the destination.
Yep. That's inevitable. Oh, okay. Good night, NJ. Rest well, friend.
See ya, Nudge.
Sleepy. Bye-bye.
What's a limey redneck?
What?
In the chat.
Limeys usually,
Yes, Brits.
yeah, referred to the British sailors.
Yeah, you have the triggered limey. It's also on YouTube.
And ox, this is a famous quote. I forget who it was that first said it. But that was a Native American chief trying to explain this to the Europeans a couple hundred years ago.
There's always Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is on the market.
Yeah, I saw it. But it was for plants, I think. I saw that picture.
No, it was made from plants.
I thought it was.
They had to specify that, or people would think it was made from people.
Yeah.
It's people.
It was. I thought it was to enhance plant growth or something, that they used people in that stuff to make plants grow better. That would be weird.
Well, it may seem weird, but historically, you know all those huge battles that they used to have in Europe?
Yeah.
You ever wonder what happened to all the bodies from the battlefield?
Trees growing on them.
Yeah, no, most of them got ground up to use in fertilizer for the agricultural crops.
Yeah, that was that trees and crops and everything. Humans give great fertilizer.
Well, I mean, that's the natural cycle. Any animal dies, as it decomposes, it fertilizes the soil.
Yeah.
Well,
So
what are all
humans
those?
are no
What are all
different.
those various cemeteries with American soldiers? One with Canadian soldiers.
Yeah, well, no, those are a more recent thing. I'm saying the battles that happened, like the 1500s, the 1700s.
The
right.
battles like
That
in
you had hundreds or thousands of people that were just laying dead on the field.
I was about to say that
Game of Thrones.
I was about to say that you got to stop listening to all those redneck Trumpians for your bullshit.
Yeah.
1500s. Yeah, I buy that.
Limey Redneck says, yeah, I'm an English and an American. That's why he's a Limey Redneck, I think.
Okay, Robert. This may be a good gig for me. Yeah. That if I go sing in front of shops, the owners may pay me to move on to their competitor.
Yeah. Ooh. Or you may just have the right voice to make the next superstar. Because there are already enough voices like Katy Perry and all these singers. They need different voices.
Yeah, I've heard some of them, and I just don't get it. Hey, Cat. Okay, I'll take that to be a non sequitur. I don't see how it connects to anything else, but
Multi-countryal. Live in the Netherlands, England, Belgium, and Germany. You must live somewhere in southern Limburg, like in Geulen or something there. Am I right?
well, where my mother's ancestors came from was either Russia, Sweden, or Finland, depending on which decade.
Yeah, mine came from France. They
Yeah.
fled from France. They were Huguenots.
The border
Hmm.
kept moving around about which country that county belonged to.
Yeah. And they just moved up to the Netherlands because, in contrary to popular belief, America is not the first country with religious freedom. That was the Netherlands.
I was sure that America wasn't the first country to do it.
And America was also not the first country with the Declaration of Independence. That was the Netherlands. And the American Declaration of Independence is mostly plagiarized from the Dutch Plakkaat van Verlating, as they called it. The Bill of Abjuration or something, as it is in English.
That doesn't surprise me. I don't know that background, but
And
I
they're
know.
all based on the Magna Carta and Native American constitutions.
Well,
The American Constitution was very heavily taken from Native American constitutions. They had laws too.
I have a website that's called DutchHeretic.nl. It's in English, and there is an article of the connection between the Americas and the Netherlands. You should read that, because without the Netherlands, probably the United States in its current form would not exist, because no one wanted to lend America money after the Revolutionary War. The Netherlands were the first country who recognized the United States as a country. The Netherlands were the only countries, beside a few from France, that were willing to lend the United States the money to rebuild their country after the Revolutionary War. And the Dutch merchant marine fleet cleaned up the oceans from all the Spanish and Portuguese fleets that were on the road en route to the United States to get their peace from the United States. And that's all in that story. And I can tell you, it is how do you call it, peer reviewed and everything. All the sources over there. The Netherlands and the United States have a very long history together, and that for a country that is a postage stamp compared to the United States.
Yeah, but their trading and banking, the Netherlands had become a very rich country by the time we had the revolution.
Yeah. But because the Netherlands also saw trading, they lent the United States the money to get trading concessions in the United States, like around the Hudson and stuff. You have Brooklyn, that was named after Breukelen in Holland, New York, New Amsterdam. Yeah, all these kind of things. They were all Dutch trading settlements before they were sold or just taken over by the Americans, because the
Yeah.
Americans were never very good in repaying their debts. That's very weird, don't you think?
Well, that's why even today in the U.S., it's a very common phrase that's called going Dutch if you're splitting the bill.
Yeah, but
And that historically comes from the fact that, yeah, for a lot of the business ventures, the Dutch put up half the money.
yeah. But when you come here in the Netherlands, you will see that being Dutch is something completely different. Everyone, one gives a round of beer, the other one gives a round of beer, the other one gives. There is not never anyone who pays everything. It's just like it's more social. A lot of Americans I know here, they always say this is weird. Yeah, we are weird people. I don't know. We walk on wooden shoes.
Well, Americans have weird stereotypes like that about all sorts of countries.
Yeah,
Most of them maybe had some little tidbit of historical backing, but have little, if anything, to do with the countries.
yeah. The Dutch didn't invade. We traded and went after your money. Yeah, that's something. But when the Dutch needed more land, they didn't invade another country. They just make new land. That's what we do. Almost a third of our country is reclaimed land from the sea.
Now, Dutch ovens are very good.
Yeah, that's really it's like an onion fart under a blanket. That's Dutch
Yep.
oven. It's very smelly and warm. That's why it's called a Dutch oven, because of the warmth. I love that one.
Yeah, Demon, I often dredge up old history, but I've learned I have to be very careful because Robert X will fact check any history I try to dredge up.
Isn't all history old?
That's why I say read the thing I have put on the website, because there's a link at the bottom that sends all the sources and stuff, and that is even longer than the story itself, from all old historians, and all the sources are there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to do a lot of stuff by memory from books that I read, 30, 40 years ago, so I'm not very good with providing sources. Most of my stuff was before the internet existed.
Yeah. Let me see. I can find the link to it. If I can find the website, here it is.
Oh,
204.
yep. Well, yeah, people feel like wrapping it up now.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Oh.
Well, if you send me the link later, I can include it in the description.
Yeah, I'm sending it now. Send it in the chat from of StreamYard. Can you see it now? It's all very
Okay,
entertaining.
yep.
It is a very long story. It has all the pictures in it. It is very nice.
Okay, yep. I'll have to save that one for later.
Well, plug yourself. Just make sure that you go in slowly and use lube.
Yeah, 25% extra to the country by making polders. He's right.
Okay, well, Ned, why don't you tell everybody about your channel, what you do, where they can find you?
Yeah, my channel is not none of my channels are mine anymore. They're all Ivy's. She took over, and this one is this like YouTube, and then / @Ivy2D, and the other one is like @DH Network. That's my channels. That's what I do, and I make videos mostly about nonsense. Mostly is this videos like the best news we can make up. Ivy had made very good documentaries like the heartbreaking story of the Buran shuttle. I'm very proud of that video. And Ivy sings parody songs on parody songs. And usually there is a little bit naughty. And we did a parody on Bohemian Rhapsody of Queen with 3 other avatars, and all
Uh-oh.
also
Whoop, you froze there, Ned.
Global Mom in it. He said, also watch that one. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, well,
But did
you
you
send
get
me
all?
the links. We got most of it. And yeah, if you send me the links on Twitter or Discord, I'll put the links into the description later. So, Jenny, you have anything
Okay,
coming
well.
up? I saw
Nope.
you on the Leah thing.
Uh-oh.
Jenny?
I said nope.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Mage,
okay.
what's happening with your channel?
I'm actually not entirely certain what I'm going to be doing for my next video. I got a couple ideas in mind, but I'm just kind of having to
H has the
wait.
silence there.
So I'm thinking maybe I'm not sure it'll be
Yeah,
the next.
Alex, Ned has Ziggo, but
Can you hear me?
not for long anymore.
Yep. Okay, gotta give Mage a chance to talk here.
Yeah, I'm not sure when my next video is going to be, but I'm thinking one of them is going to be on scything probably, since I need to cut my lawn again. I actually use a scythe.
Roboting.
Oh, he sounds okay to me.
That might be your end.
Sounds fine here.
Yep. Yeah, I remember using a scythe as a child with my grandparents.
I was also looking at maybe doing a one on using the dog fennel on taking care of mosquitoes. I'm just kind of waiting the mosquito
That'd be okay.
population to show up in the buckets again.
Yeah, well, anything that reduces mosquitoes will be very popular in Minnesota. Yeah, we got the land of 10,000 lakes, so there's standing water all over the place. Great for breeding mosquitoes. Okay.
Everything's in kind of a holding pattern there with that. You just gotta wait for everything.
Yeah, I don't have anything going on online because I've been trying to deal with real life stuff, and just hit another little setback with that. So, I'll be here next Wednesday at the same time. That's about it for me now. So again, thank you for Jenny and Mage for keeping things going while I was gone. And I'd like to thank all the people who send me money to keep things going here. All the people on Patreon that support my channel: Skitscrasher, Kitty the Atheist, Robert X, Lavender Lady, Greg Hartwick, Southern Sal, and Vonrek. Appreciate y'all helping me keep things running and helping pay my internet. So with that, we will bid you all a good day and see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Find a Republican to laugh at.